Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. So today I wanted to take a look at some possible swing states for the 2020 election. In particular, what states could Trump flip for 2020? Now, I was going to make a video about, what states the Democrat would be able to flip. However, I kind of wanted to wait until after the nomination because it's just going to make it easier to figure out based on the candidate. For example, like Biden, I think has a certain chance at flipping some states that Bernie might have trouble in, or vice versa. So that's going to be a future video, but for right now, let's take a look at what states, if any, Trump can win. And this is it's pretty important because for any people that support Trump, it's really interesting to see what his possible path to the new 270 electoral votes would be. So starting off, I think Trump has a big chance in Minnesota. Now, I never would have suspected or assumed Trump would flip this state. I mean, it hasn't gone Republican since 1972 with Richard Nixon. However, after looking at the election results from 2016, I didn't really do this, immediately. I actually had to go in and really see how close he was. Trump came really close, like insanely close to flipping it. Trump came as close as 1.5 percentage points to taking the state, which is pretty impressive. I mean, given that Romney lost this state by about 8 percentage points, it really shows, the Trump momentum, or at some points the dislike for Hillary Clinton can really, bring him to almost flipping it. So can Trump win this state in 2020? 80%, it's mostly white. There's a lot of older folks living in rural Minnesota where Trump undoubtedly performs better. In addition to this, the economy for Minnesota is looking good right now with an all-time high GDP, the lowest unemployment rate since 1999. And regardless if these economic strengths are due to Trump or not, it's important to recognize that Trump is going to use these numbers to argue that Minnesotans are better under him than under any Democrat. Plus, if Trump is able to increase turnout in, the more rural areas, he has a better chance of winning due to the fact that turnout for the greater Minnesota area was 69% compared to the state average of 75%. So in 2016, the areas where Trump performed better, they were actually below the average turnout. So lastly, I wanted to point out time spent campaigning, which I also think is really important for the Trump strategy. This is really how I think he won Florida and Ohio, really spending a lot of time in these certain areas and rallying the base. And I think that if Trump, since he came so close in 2016 with little campaigning in the state compared to other swing states like Florida, like I said, I definitely think the Trump team is actively going to ramp up efforts, spend more time there, rally the base, and really increase turnout. So if we actually look at the days spent campaigning since Trump became the nominee, he visited Minnesota 1 time compared to Florida at 19 times, Ohio at 17 times, and even Pennsylvania at 14 times. So I think just with a slightly little more effort, Trump definitely has every ability to take Minnesota. And I think, if he does, that's going to be huge, and in case he loses one of the other Rust Belt states. So moving on, let's talk about New Hampshire. So similar to Minnesota, Trump only lost New Hampshire by about 3,000 votes, which is really 0.3 percentage points. Extremely close. There's no denying that. And again, similar to Minnesota, New Hampshire is mostly white, and Trump can still tout some of his economic effects that he had on the state. So although wage growth in New Hampshire is slower compared to the national average, Trump can actually focus on unemployment, which is at 2.4%, which is the lowest in the nation, and what, that undoubtedly makes for a good headline. Trump also has a 90% approval rating among GOP voters in New Hampshire, which is strong. Overall, his approval rating is more along the national average, but I definitely think Trump has a better chance of winning New Hampshire as long as he focuses on the economy, because I think since New Hampshire went to Clinton in 2016 and now the state can see how good the unemployment rate is, GDP is strong, they're going to back Trump instead because the economy, in my opinion, is the greatest factor in determining if a president gets reelected. Now, the last state that I think Trump has a shot at, it has to be Maine. Now, Hillary Clinton carried the state by 3 points, although Trump did carry the 2nd congressional district because that's how Maine, that's how it works. They divvy up their electoral votes like Nebraska. And once again, due to Trump already coming pretty close in 2016, I'm pretty sure if Trump markets Maine's solid economy, then he can come even closer. Combined with him also visiting the state more in 2020, I definitely think he has a good chance. So Maine's unemployment is around 2.9%, which is extremely low, with people in Maine keeping an additional $1,400 in their paycheck yearly. It's not an insane amount, but every little bit helps. And also another point is that if the USMCA trade deal also passes before 2020, specifically in Maine, Maine's smaller businesses are also going to be expanded to new markets, so that undoubtedly is going to help. And I really think he has a good chance here overall, I'm pretty sure that if he just touts the good economy, the demographics are looking good for these certain areas, and plus if he visits these states more often, definitely think that all of these states are things that he'll be able to flip in case he loses, the Rust Belt or Florida or North Carolina. I definitely think he has a good chance. So those are my thoughts on the state Trump as of right now has the best chance of winning. I know some people have said that, maybe New Mexico is in play, Nevada, Colorado, maybe they're in play as well, but I just don't think Trump has a good a shot there. I think the demographics are too different, especially in New Mexico, and I just think a lot of those places are a little too left-leaning for him right now. But it's all going to depend on the Democratic candidate, actually. So whoever that ends up being, will have to update this video and then do a head-to-head matchup. So it's all subject to change as of right now. But anyways, guys, that's it for the video today. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. And let me know what you guys think about Trump's chances in each of these states. Did I miss any? Do you guys think I'm wrong about any of these in particular? I'll be happy to hear what you guys have to say. But with that being said, guys, take care, and I'll see you guys later.